Fam, what's good? This your boy Thou, FamOverTV. I appreciate everybody tapping into the channel, showing love, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate every last one of y'all. Got another crazy video. These videos are for entertainment purposes only, so watch it with your own discretion. I came across this video a few days ago about it was a Boeing, the Boeing, they got the planes, you know what I'm saying, the Boeings. It was a whistleblower. His name John Barnett. He was coming out talking about some safety issues on the Boeings and all this stuff, and he was being like, real vocal and doing interviews and everything. And then all of a sudden, he's unalived, and they said it was self-inflicted. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of tricky and fishy to me. So I just wanted to check out some of these videos. Appreciate everybody. Buddha, what's good, fam? Let a couple more come in here, y'all. And we're going to start the stream up. Appreciate everybody wherever you're from. Salute to everybody. Please make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I'm just waiting for the fam to get in here. I'm pretty sure the fam go tap in real soon. So, but yeah, man, I just found that it was crazy. It was crazy, It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Let me make sure. Did it work? Oh, there it go. There it go. What's up, pretty girl, Rainy? I'm just waiting for a few people to get in here, and then we gonna get it started, y'all. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Looks like it's all good. It's all good, y'all. We gonna get into it. Let's get it.
Fam over.
737 problem. It's a Boeing problem. And I know the FAA's gone in and they've done due diligence and inspections to assure that the door plugs of the 737
Thank you, Rainey.
are installed properly and the fasteners are torqued properly. But my concern is what's the rest of the airplane? What's the rest of the condition of the airplane? And the reason my concern for that is back in 2012, Boeing started removing inspection operations off their jobs. So it left the mechanics to buy off their own work. So what we're seeing with the door plug blowout is what I've seen with the rest of the airplane, as far as jobs not being completed properly, inspection steps being removed, issues being ignored. My concerns are with the 737 and the 787 because
damn, he just did this video the 11th of this month. He just did this, talking about it and everything. And then, what's the date? March 16th. He's not with us anymore. It's already crazy.
Those programs have really embraced the theory that quality is overhead and non-value added. So those two programs have really put a strong effort into removing quality from the process. When I first started working at Charleston, I was in charge with pushing back defects to our suppliers. And what that meant was I'd take a group of inspectors and actually go to the supplier and inspect their product before they sent it in. Well, I'd taken a team of 4 inspectors to Spirit Aerosystems to inspect the 41 section before they sent it to Charleston. And we found 300 defects. Some of them were significant that needed engineering intervention. When I returned to Charleston, my senior manager told me we had found too many defects and he was going to take the next trip. So the next trip he went on, he took 2 of my inspectors. And when they got back, they were given accolades for only finding 50 defects. So I pulled that inspector aside and I said, did Spirit really clean up their act that quick? That don't sound right. And she was mad. She said, no, said the 2 inspectors were given 2 hours to inspect the whole 41 section and they were kicked off the airplane. One, this is not.
This man was just.
Damn. So he found 300 defects. They didn't want him to do it. They like, nah, man, that's too many. They took somebody else over there to check on the planes. And they found like 30, 50 defects, but they didn't have enough time to really search and find more because they kicked him off the plane. And he just was talking about all this stuff, and now he's unalived and everything. So, like, shit crazy, yo.
Found
T
dead
Taylor,
after telling us that
TQ, T Taylor, Boss Lady, everybody, salute to everybody in the chat. Angela, much love, y'all. Much love to the fam. Yeah, they esteemed him.
Boeing
For
is
sure.
not making its planes properly. John Barnett was a former quality control manager at Boeing. He told BBC that under pressure and overworked employees were on purpose putting substandard parts on planes. He also found that 1 in 4 breathing masks did not work correctly during emergencies. That's 25% of the masks didn't work. Remember a couple months ago when this brand new Boeing airplane took off from Portland Airport and the door flew off mid-flight?
Quote, the incident was a manufacturing issue and not a design problem.
A brand new plane. I heard about that too, not too long ago. Took off and the fucking door flew off mid-flight. That's scary, man. Like, they know they got to be super, super safe and careful with these planes and everything. And I'm sure it's a lot of money being made, but goddamn, y'all just go skip all the safety concerns. And then when somebody bring awareness to everybody else, y'all want to take them out. Like, this shit crazy.
Just this morning, the FAA also said it was going to increase oversight
It was
over
good,
Boeing
Boss Lady.
and begin an immediate audit of its production and manufacturing.
And the
Right,
FAA
Marvin.
did do a 6-week audit
Don't
of
fear other
Boeing, and they
whistleblowers.
found failure to comply with manufacturing quality control requirements. And just a few days ago, it came out that Boeing has a $1 billion lawsuit against them because of this incident. And John, in recent days, has been giving evidence in that whistleblower lawsuit against Boeing. 2 hours ago, BBC reports on John again, but this time it's that he's found dead.
They got a $1 billion lawsuit against Boeing. John Barnett was giving out information. It was helping the lawsuit. It was helping them. Not Boeing, but whoever brought the lawsuit on to Boeing. He was telling them about all the safety concerns and everything, supporting that lawsuit, and now he's unalived, y'all. Y'all see how this game is, man. Like, this shit crazy.
Reports are coming out that it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, aka suicide. Are you buying that? John said that he alerted managers to his concerns, but they didn't do anything about it. And the plane door coming off in Portland is not the only horrible thing that's been happening on Boeing aircrafts. There have been a lot of malfunctions recently. The worst one in recent years was in 2018 when 189 people died because of a malfunction. Black box data from the Lion Airjet revealed that pilots struggled to fight the plane's malfunctioning safety system from takeoff to the moment it nosedived into the sea. Now look, a lot of you have been asking me on my recent videos to put names, places, times, and stuff like that, and I used to go really thoroughly into my investigations, but this is my 3rd page now after all of the other ones have been deleted, and that's for a reason.
You can't go too deep. You can't give out too much information. You know how this game is. They gonna cut your ass right off. Even me. I get to going too deep, get to giving out names and specific information and diving too deep. They cut me right the fuck off too. Shit, you just gotta bring awareness. Just let them be known that it's out there. And then let people do what they want to do with the information. You feel me? It's crazy though. Like, man, it's weird.
I'm getting to the truth in a lot of these videos, and they don't like that. So you're going to have to do more research yourself if you want to. I used to be a reporter in Washington, D.C., and it's kind of my passion to do investigative stuff. I left because of how corrupt the media is. And if you want to know more tea, just follow me here. Let me know what you think about this in the comments.
This man publicly alleged Boeing of ignoring safety concerns on its airplanes, and he was recently found dead. This is John Barnett, and this is a crazy story.
Before we get to going though, do y'all think this is a coincidence that he's dead a few days after that interview where he was talking about Boeing? Is that a coincidence? And then like they need to all these little fake ass self-inflicted, S words. I don't even want to say it, YouTube be tripping. But all these like all all these ones like these self-inflicted S words, a lot of them don't be self-inflicted. And we know that, like the people, the public, like even situations like this man, why would he wasn't even, I'm sure he probably was in good spirits. He probably was scared himself, talking against Boeing and everything because it's a powerful company. They got a lot of money and everything. So y'all know how this shit be, man. It should be right in front of our face. We know about so many people unalive from like exposed and shit and everything, but we can't. What can we do? I mean, I'm doing this. We can do this and say something about it, but they ain't doing shit.
So John worked for Boeing for decades. He had a full career there. He was a very trusted employee. And everybody who knew John said he was a brave man with the highest levels of integrity a person could have.
See?
So John actually worked at Boeing as a quality control engineer and manager until he retired in 2017. But now we have to go to 2019. Do you remember when those two Boeing 737 planes nosedived after takeoff, killing everybody on board? That was a crazy, crazy time to be flying, and John actually went public and stated that Boeing was ignoring safety procedures and checkups on their planes. In fact, just a few months after those crashes, John told the BBC that he had seen workers fitting faulty parts on planes to rush to meet deadlines. He also said that the oxygen masks on the 787 Dreamliner.
He said he's seen workers putting faulty parts on planes because they was being rushed. They was trying to get the job done real quick. But being a person in that position with that employment in that position, like if that was me and anybody else, when you think they would have the dignity, the courtesy to make sure they doing these jobs right, and like, man, I'm not gonna put no bullshit pieces, or I'm not gonna, lack. This is a plane. This motherfucking could go down, kill everybody. Like, I would be thinking about that while I'm working on these plans. Like, man, we gotta make sure this shit right. So, like,
had a 1 in 4 chance of failing. Now, if there was somebody that was going to know the truth of this situation, I would assume it would be John, since he was on the floor working in the Boeing production facilities for over 3 decades. John also stated that at one point he wrote down some violations he saw, and he was then reprimanded, got in trouble by the company. They allegedly told him that they would rather have him tell them the problems in person, face to face, rather than document them. So Boeing has been
right then, he should have knew. Like, oh man, hell no, I gotta get out of here. They might fuck around it. They might clip me off. He talking about they came to him mad because he was documenting different little things wrong with the planes. They told him, we rather you just come to us and talk to us face to face instead of documenting it. Because they was trying to cut corners. They was trying to cut corners, man. They like, shit, don't document that. Don't document that it's 40 parts, or this part don't work, or this shit ain't right for this plane. Don't do that. Just come talk to us one-on-one. Man, you see they were just trying to cover shit up. That right there let you know if they don't want you to document something ain't right.
non-compliant in a lot of these issues. Obviously, when your plane crashes are causing hundreds of deaths, I think you should be investigated to the max potential. But even recently, Boeing was back in the headlines when an exit door exploded mid-flight. In fact, the Justice Department has actually opened up a criminal investigation into the matter, and Boeing has been accused of not being cooperative with investigators. They even recently admitted to Congress that they had no records in writing about that incident, which is very suspicious to me.
Wow.
So let's go back to 2019. John went public with his allegations against Boeing. They spoke out against John, and that's what led to the events that were happening just a few days ago. You see, this was all tied into a defamation lawsuit that John had actually brought against Boeing. John was claiming that Boeing had actually hurt his career and his reputation because he had come forward with these allegations. He was alleging that they had basically smeared his name. So on Saturday, March 9th, just last week, John was supposed to show up to give some testimony in his deposition case. On that day, John was in South Carolina for the defamation suit, and he was supposed to answer some questions that day relating to all of these allegations. Now, according to John's legal team, people that knew him, he didn't seem like he was any different than he had ever been before that day. His lawyers have actually stated in interviews that he was in pretty good spirits, looking forward to putting all this behind him. The case was nearing an end. His lawyers also even said that they saw no indication that he would do anything to hurt him.
They whacked him, y'all. They whacked him. Anytime a person like in good spirits, like they ain't nobody finna kill themselves, man. They whacked him. They whacked him, man. They do this all the time, man. Like, y'all know how this shit be, man.
Himself. Well, on Saturday, when John didn't show up for the court proceedings, that's when people went to go check on him, and they found him dead in his truck parked in front of the hotel that he was staying at from a alleged self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now, obviously, this has a lot of people talking. People are questioning the fact that John would decide to take his own life on the day that he did, when he was supposed to be answering all of these questions and giving out information. And obviously, people from his legal team to people.
So he took his life on the day that he was supposed to give his deposition? Huh? Allegedly, that's what they trying to say? Man, come on now, man. Sometimes, I mean, we be looking at some of this shit and we be like saying conspiracies and all this shit, but some of this shit ain't no conspiracy, man. We can look at it and look right through it. Like, yeah. Somebody at the top put that play in. They're like, we don't want him to speak about it. Do what you need to do. And they put that play in. They put that play in. The motherfuckers come in your house, bust you in the back of your head, then put the pistol in your hand, and it look like you did it.
On the internet, lots of different individuals are calling for a full and thorough investigation of exactly what transpired here. Regardless, though, I think that Boeing has some serious questions to answer here throughout all of this. And seeing all these tragedies happening and witnessing the failure of Boeing's planes time and time again definitely has me a little more concerned when I fly nowadays.
Right.
But aren't you scared? And he said, and his voice and the way he would talk, no, I ain't scared. He said, but if anything happens to me, it's not suicide.
And like situation like this, what can you say about this? Like he told his friend, I forgot the lady name. I think they said her name was Jennifer or something, but that was just his friend, and he told her because he had these feelings and everything. Like, damn, they might do something to me because you know how big and this shit was. And he told her, like, if something happened to me, I ain't do nothing. They go try to make it seem like I did. I didn't do nothing. I'm letting you know right now. It's like he already solved the case before the case is even like. But you know, they probably ain't even gonna listen to her. They probably gonna sweep her under the rug. Probably try to bring up her past to see what she got on her, and shit, she might disappear. Y'all know how this shit is.
You know, I know that he did not commit suicide. There's no way. He loved life too much. He loved his family too much. He loved his brothers too much to put them through what they're going through right now.
And he basically told you not to believe it.
First tonight, our investigative reporter Ann Emerson has new information in the death of Boeing whistleblower John Barnett. A close family friend of Barnett says he predicted he might wind up dead, that a story could surface that he killed himself. But he told her, don't believe it. And
he predicted it. That's how it be with, like, just like me and conspiracy theorists and people who be doing these conspiracies and everything. When we get to talking about some sensitive information or something, and you know them boys don't like that, and then we be saying like, hey, we need to start listening, man. Like, we need to start listening to people. If somebody come to you and confide in you and be like, man, if something happened to me, man, something like, people need to take that stuff like more serious because it's been happening too much, man. All this shit is not like self-inflicted. Come on, that's like me. That's like me if I ended up there and they be like, yeah, he took his own life and everything. Man, don't never believe that. Don't never believe nothing like that, dog. Like that shit crazy.
Tessa, Barnett's family friend Jennifer said they had talked about this exact scenario playing out, but his words seemed like a premonition. He told her, don't ever believe it.
I knew John because his mom and my mom are best friends. And so over the years, get-togethers, birthdays, celebrations, and, whatnot, we've all got together and talked and, that's how we really know each other.
And when Jennifer needed help one day, Barnett came by to see her. They talked about his upcoming depositions in Charleston. Jennifer knew he filed an extremely damaging complaint against Boeing. He says the aerospace giant retaliated against him when he blew the whistle on unsafe practices. For more than 30 years, Barnett was a quality manager. He'd recently retired and moved back to look after his mom in Louisiana.
He wasn't concerned about safety because I asked him, I said, aren't you scared? And he said, and his voice and the way he would talk, no, I ain't scared. He said, but if anything happens to me, it's not suicide. I know that he did not commit suicide. There's no way. He loved life too much. He loved his family too much. He loved his brothers too much to put them through what they're going through right now.
And he basically told you not to believe it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Hey, bottom line, moral of the story, y'all. If you're going against one of these top elites or big companies, big corporations or something, man, y'all know what come with this shit. If you're going against them and you about to out them or whistleblow, bring some shit to the public eye or something, you about to do something, you know what comes with this. It's 2024. You know what life we living in, everything, man. Y'all know what's up. If you're going, be careful, be smart. Stay positive, stay on way. I prefer leave them corporations alone. If you ain't got, hey, I understand though. Some people want to file their lawsuits and whistleblow and bring shit to the light and everything, but you got to be very selective and very particular of what you choosing and picking and talk about and bring to the light, because they will come clip your ass. Y'all know.
Not true. He's got too much to do. Likes breathing. And he did. He had a lot of plans of things that he wanted to do.
What do you think happened?
I think somebody got in there and made, money can buy anything nowadays, it seems
Right.
like. And there's a lot of evil in this world.
They bought that body.
Somebody didn't like what he had to say and wanted to shut him up and didn't want it to come back on anyone. So that's why they made it look like a suicide.
The last time she saw Barnett, it was at her father's funeral in late February. He was one of the pallbearers. Sometimes family and friends referred to him by his middle name, Mitch.
I think everybody is in disbelief and can't believe it. And I told everybody that I don't care what they say. I know that Mitch
didn't kill himself.
Do that.
Right.
Nobody actually believed that the Boeing whistleblower, John Barnett, took his own life. And now we have evidence. Before he went to Charleston for his deposition, he told his family friend of 30 years, Jennifer, that if anything happens to him, it wasn't an accident. He went there knowing that he was risking his life to bring this truth to light. And he still went.
But I gotta say, salute to John. Salute to John Barnett, man. Salute to him. It took a lot of courage, took a lot of strength to do what he did. You know what I'm saying? And you see what the outcome was. He lost his life, y'all. He lost his life. You know what I'm saying? They saying it was self-inflicted allegedly, but y'all know how the game go. But I gotta salute him because he was one of the ones that went against the grain and was like, I'm finna bring it to the light. You know what I'm saying? Gotta salute the ones that go against the grain and stand up for something that's right. You feel me? Even if it end like how it ended like this, unfortunately. But salute to John, man. Salute to John. Rest up, man.
He filed his whistleblower complaint against Boeing in 2017. He had 1 day of testimony left to give. John worked on the 787 model, trying to get them recalled. And wouldn't you know it, 50 people were injured earlier this week on a 787 when one of its instruments failed. Boeing's manufacturing issues are not exclusive to the 787. It is every model in their fleet.
Damn. Every model?
That was last Thursday on a Boeing 777. But Boeing's most dangerous model is also its most popular, the 737. The Alaskan Airlines flight with the blown exit door in January, the same model that had an engine catch on fire mid-flight just last week. The same Boeing model that was grounded for a year.
I don't even know why I'm doing this live, and I gotta fly out on Monday. I'm flying out Monday. Got a long ass flight across the damn country to the East Coast, to New Jersey, and I'm watching this and doing a reaction to this, making me nervous. But it's all good. I ain't even tripping.
A year and a half after it killed 346 people across 2 crashes. The issues at Boeing are so deep and systemic that their own employees and engineers will not fly on them.
Would I put my family on a Boeing MAX airplane? The answer is no.
And was a senior manager for the 737 program. But let's hear from the engineers.
You flying one? No. You won't fly one. Did you fly one of these planes?
Of 15 workers asked randomly, 10 said they would not fly on the Dreamliner.
I wouldn't fly one of these planes because I see the quality.
10 of them out of 15, like, no, I ain't flying that motherfucker. They know something wrong with it, and they still put it in the air.
That's terrifying, and it's really sad, mostly because the company is now prioritizing profit over quality products, but also because Boeing used to be one of the great American companies. That all changed in the 90s when Boeing, which was known for its great engineers and innovation, bought a company that only cared about the bottom line. That is when Boeing bought McDonnell Douglas, a much smaller airplane manufacturer with much deeper connections to the government and the military. Just like that, the culture in the company began to shift. Even though Boeing bought McDonnell Douglas, it was their executives that began to fill Boeing's C-suite. 40% of Boeing's revenue now comes from its defense contracts with the federal government. And Boeing
Wow.
is 10th most on corporate lobbying. Boeing is under federal investigation in all of those cases I just mentioned, but considering them and the government are like this, I don't expect anything to happen. And tinfoil hat conspiracy time, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we find out the government was involved in what happened to John Barnett. Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, which disappeared 10 years ago last week, was a Boeing. Also, you can use this website to avoid flying on any Boeing models.
Damn, that Malaysian fight was a Boeing too. We know the Malaysian fight. We've seen the radar, the satellite footage, and all that shit from that. We seen the aliens took that motherfucking plane, and I don't know what they did. They sent that motherfucker through a. I don't know where they took that plane to. You know what I'm saying? They opened up a little hole or something, little portal or something, and just zapped them out of here. But it was a Boeing. So Boeing planes ain't really that good. They front like they the best, but they really out here just really about that money, y'all. But they tied in with the government. They plugged in. My man was trying to bring awareness, let everybody know, like, hey, they not being as safest as they could be on these planes, which they should be, because we in down there way up in the sky. Anything can happen. Man, it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Rest up to John Barnett for, bringing this to the public eye and bringing awareness to this. Everybody finding out about it now and everything. Unfortunately, he lost his life. You know what I'm saying? But at least it's in the light now. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully somebody win out of this, but we don't know, man. You know how powerful these companies is. Appreciate everybody who tapped in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, y'all. I appreciate every last one of y'all, my moderators in here, everybody. We're going to be doing it after hours later on, y'all. Tap in with that. Got a special guest going to be talking about living off the grid. So y'all tap in with that. It's going to be a good conversation later on. Appreciate every last one of y'all. Peace and love. All my moderators, all the fam. I'll see y'all later, y'all. Stay woke, y'all. Peace.
Fam over.